And we're live. Arya, how's it going today?
Hello,
What time
hello.
is it where
Good.
you're at
How are
right
you?
now?
Right now it's 12 at night. It's 12 midnight here right now.
12 midnight. And where are you in?
Yes,
You're in
sir.
Jakarta.
I am in Jakarta. Yes, currently in
All right,
Jakarta.
awesome. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much for being here. So,
Of course, of course.
all right. So today we are going to be covering LinkedIn content creation with AI and automation. So there's a lot that goes into creating content. And once you're starting to do it, it kind of seems like you're on a hamster wheel of trying to create content. But some of the people that are doing the best, or some of the people
Hmm.
that have systems set up, really understand how to leverage AI and automation in order to scale things. So they not only have a system in order to do it, but they've codified the system. They've created the system into a way to use AI and automation to make it far simpler. And I think that it's such a tremendous opportunity. And from my experience in speaking with people, people are just not there yet in terms of understanding what's possible and then further implementing and using it. So today we're going to focus on specific tactical, actionable use cases on taking these automations that you can just use right away. So what we've done is we've thought about some of the main challenges that LinkedIn people that creators on LinkedIn face, and then how can that be addressed with AI and automation. So let me just start sharing my screen. What we'll do is we have some short overview, and then we're really going to spend a lot of time digging into the actual automations and how Arya has put it together, and then moreover how you can do the same with whatever your use cases are specific to LinkedIn or otherwise. So, Arya, can you see my screen here?
Let's see. Let me try it.
Or yeah, in the
Okay, I can see the screen. Yes,
okay, nice.
already. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we're going to be talking about how to grow on LinkedIn. If you stay to the end or just message me or Arya, you will be able to get the automations that Arya has prepared. The beautiful thing about make.com, which is where we created or Arya created these automations, is you can literally just download a JSON file, upload it, and then change a few things in terms of your login and credentials, and boom, you're in business. You can use this immediately. So
Yes,
um,
sir.
yeah, at a high level, like why does it matter for you? We're all on LinkedIn, probably because we are in the business world of some sort. If you're targeting B2B with your software product, your service, your consulting, high ticket sales, it doesn't matter. LinkedIn is such a ripe opportunity for anybody that's targeting a B2B audience. So, what do you get in terms of putting out thought leadership? Is you are establishing yourself as an expert in your area. You're able to connect with people. I've had lots of most of the business that I've created, most of the partners, clients, friends I've made on LinkedIn. And in terms of brand awareness, I think right now there is a real opportunity for LinkedIn as they're just rolling out their vertical video feature that you can really get you can over index on your impressions, on your ability to get in front of people with video,
Mm-hmm.
with content right now, because there's such a disconnect in terms of the LinkedIn audience, which I forget exactly what the numbers are. It's hundreds of millions of people, but just a tiny fraction of people are actually putting out content. So there are lots of people that are lurkers and consumers, but not as many people putting out content. So that's already things are in your favor in terms of putting out content to be seen, and you're creating brand awareness, thought leadership. You're able to network, and then therefore that will ultimately lead to your ability to generate leads and business. So real quick overview. Arya, maybe if you want to take a minute to introduce yourself.
Sure. Yes. So basically, wow, long story. I delve into. I kind of fell into this AI automation and everything else. Like as you guys know, with the ChatGPT, around 2020, late 2022, and then everything goes downhill or uphill from there, and it's like never ending rabbit hole when you start tinkering with things. especially when you have ADHD. Yes, it's like never ending uh, rabbit hole. You learn so many things really fast, and you tend to specialize in one or two things. I previously used Zapier and Make for like couple. It's been a little while already, but have not really done it as extensively as the past year. So that's why I focusing myself in automation side of things. With my background in hospitality, I help small businesses improve their processes, helping some certain things online. I help them with online reviews and whatnot. My background is in hospitality. I got my master's degree from University of Houston, and yes, here we are right now.
Awesome.
Excited to be here.
Fantastic. And yeah, I've been in marketing for 13 years. Most recently,
Mhm.
I founded SuperMarketers.ai. I've done for you to manage an agency for B2B SaaS companies. I fell into it as well in a similar path as Arya. After selling my e-commerce SaaS, a quiz builder
Mhm.
called Prehook, and previously I led marketing at Jungle Scout and had various marketing positions, venture-backed, bootstrapped, private equity backed, and I share my thoughts on a newsletter weekly and a podcast on AI and marketing. So uh, this has been a huge unlock in terms of getting more productive, more prolific, and just efficient in general. And if you can make a few tweaks, you really don't need to fall victim to like the bland AI output. And so we'll cover that today. Um,
Mhm.
so some of the general challenges that you might be facing if you're putting content out on LinkedIn is like, how do you come up with ideas? Because every day, if you're putting stuff out, you need to ideally have something new, something fresh, even if it revolves around your 2 to 3 core pillars that you're putting topic content around. How do you come up with ideas to make it fresh? And so we're going to cover that, how you can continue to get new ideas and stay relevant in an automated way. And then there are people putting out stuff, and especially with generative AI, there's a lot of noise that's coming about. And with that, how can you stand out by having unique perspectives, but then also maintaining a quality and consistency in doing so? And then how can you maximize your impact? And so that's something we'll touch on in terms of repurposing the content. So this is where AI and automation come in to really make it more efficient. You're able to get really high quality stuff to create, to optimize your posts, and then to help with the distribution. So what we'll learn today are the practical use cases. Again, we're going to be using make.com to ultimately come up with the ideas, draft the content, and then take it from your one platform and redistribute it to
Mhm.
other platforms if you want. So specifically, it's a content ideation, reverse engineering content creators that you see that you like, how you can scrape their content to kind of like create the core, and then from that core, create the content based on your AI prompts, and then repurpose. So with that said, Arya, I'm going to stop sharing. If you can jump
Okay.
in and let me see how I stop sharing.
Let's see. Let's share my screen. Share screen. 1 second.
All right. So as well, this
Mhm.
make is a little bit of a learning curve. Visually, Arya tried to lay it out so that it's clear what each step in the automation is. But please do drop in questions that you might have in the comments, and we'll address it to make it clear as we're going through it. And I'm going to try and narrate and ask as well, because you can see a high level the automations, but then within each node, so it's called a module in Make. Within each module, there are nuances, like for example, what the prompt is, or where it's pulling the data from. And at a high level, it was a big unlock for me to understand that Make is really just moving data around, right? You're taking, say, an RSS
Yeah.
feed from a crypto blog, and then you're moving that into a ChatGPT prompt to summarize it, and then moving that data into a Claude prompt to draft it, and then that into your LinkedIn scheduler or whatever it is. But it's really at a high level taking data and then manipulating it in different ways. When you can understand what tools are at your disposal and then how you can do it efficiently, and then the prompts you're using, then you can really level up with AI and automation.
1 second. I'm having a little bit technical difficulties with my screen sharing. Sorry about that.
Oh yeah, no worries. So yeah, the way that I like to use Make is my core stack is really Airtable to store the data, Google Drive to create documents, and so we'll see Aria is using Google Sheets. Then an AI node, whether that's OpenAI, so you can use GPT-4o or Claude, which I think might have better output in terms of writing. But OpenAI is actually a little bit more, I guess the term would be like versatile, where you can take text and you can transform it into a voice, or you can take a voice and transform it into a text. You could take text and transform it into images. So that's where the OpenAI part is really helpful. And then I guess those are really the main ones. And then maybe you can use a scheduler like Metricool to schedule it to your different social platforms.
Oh yeah, Metricool. Metricool is a good tool to use.
All right.
So alrighty. So you can see here. Oops.
All right. So now let's start with finding ideas. Like that's a big challenge. Like, what do I write about?
Yes.
Aria, how can we use an AI and automation tool to continue to get ideas for a particular niche or site, and then simplify that so that we're getting an easy to download and understand summary?
So basically, this one is a reverse engineer, LinkedIn post reverse engineer. We are using a couple different LinkedIn users as a base, right?
Wait, sorry. So the one I thought you're going to share was start with an RSS.
RSS feed. Okay, hold on. I shared the wrong tab. I am so sorry.
Oh yeah.
1 second. RSS feed. Let me see. Let me switch. I don't know my screen problems. Sorry. Let's see. RSS feed. LinkedIn to Slack channel. Yes, there you go. Okay, can you see my screen here?
Yes. Nice.
All right. So over here we have a RSS feed to LinkedIn. LinkedIn Drive. I use Slack as an endpoint. For the most part, RSS feed is pretty simple. Over here, I use RSS feed from CoinDesk, which is a crypto news website. Over here, we're gonna run it. Oops, wrong one.
So basically, like an RSS feed, lots of sites will have them. You can even just do like a /RSS, or you could do a free tool like Feedly, and it's just going to be a feed of different sites. So everything that's published will automatically be pulled into the RSS feed. So in this example, Aria is pulled for Coinbase, if crypto is an example. So every new post that Coinbase publishes will come through this RSS feed. Feedly is a nice use case if you want to just kind of do it more broadly, not specific to a URL or website, but just based on a topic. So if you wanted to do crypto instead of just Coinbase, you could do that. If you want to do marketing, social media marketing, finance, whatever it is, Feedly is also a nice way to start your RSS feed. But once you're getting this RSS feed, so Aria, you just triggered it?
Yes, let's run once.
Okay.
And pull all the information from here. Then we have Perplexity, which is one of the search engine out there, search engine, right? So with Perplexity, we summarize the information from the RSS feed. Then with Claude, I use it as a rewriter, and it gets sent to my Slack as a draft. And over here, you can see the result. This is formatted for LinkedIn, so you can change some stuff here and there a little bit, rewrite a little bit, then it's ready for LinkedIn. Instead of rewriting it or writing it manually for like 30 minutes, an hour, at least you have a base that you can work on.
Yeah. So yeah, one thing there is the iterator. So the RSS feed, if you click in on that module, the RSS feed, the RSS module, there are, there are a bunch of different stories that are pulled in. So the iterator will actually take all those stories and then just do it one at a time, right? So it'll feed
Right.
one
Yes.
story summary into
The perplexity
the
summary.
iterator. And yeah. And so can we see what the actual prompts look like for, say,
On
Perplexity to
perplexity.
start?
Okay, it's pretty simple. So perplexity, just to read the URL from RSS feed and create a summary, 1500 words maximum. That's it. Perplexity is online. It can be like online LLM, right? And then we did a LinkedIn rewriter. LinkedIn rewriter. Oop, 1 second, it's loading. So it's pretty extensive. They're using us the output, the summary of the perplexity, the output as the input here. So you are a copywriter. This is like still on ChatGPT Markdown, but yeah, I also have an example that I give it that I want. So the output will be pretty good for LinkedIn, that kind of stuff.
Got it. Okay. And
And yeah,
then
and
it goes right to Slack.
it goes right to Slack because I like using Slack for everything. It's
Nice. Can
simple.
we actually see what the output looks like in Slack?
Okay, in Slack,
So
let me
this,
see.
by the way, you can schedule to run
Mm-hmm.
at the bottom. You can schedule. It looks like it's scheduled to run every 15 minutes. The bottom left. You can schedule it
Yeah,
once a
15
day.
minutes.
So in the morning you're getting something,
Switch now.
twice a day, morning, afternoon, or you can just run it
Mhm.
as stories come in. But do remember that there are costs associated with every run, so to speak, in terms of your API costs for Perplexity or for Anthropic.
Yes,
Perplexity you are paying,
perplexity,
but it's
yes.
maybe less than pennies per run. But that is just to say that you want to be mindful of how many times you're going to be running this, because it's not as sensitive, say, as updating your CRM or
Right.
responding in a chatbot.
Okay, so this is how it looks like on my channel, on my RSS feed on. Sorry, this is Slack. So I have like multiple here. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Yeah. If you could
Okay,
zoom in
cool.
a little
That's
bit,
this one.
or I guess,
Yeah, let me. Yeah, I have to change the resolution. Okay, so basically, let me. There you go. Can you see it?
yeah.
There. Okay, there you go. So this is how it looks like. It's
Nice.
formatted for LinkedIn with
Yeah.
some bullet points numbered over here. It's simple. It's short and simple.
But the beauty is you're getting to 80%. And the way that you can continue to improve it
80%.
is you can change your prompt, you can change the examples, and then if you get a little bit more advanced, maybe you have different templates that you're using that are stored in
Right.
Airtable, and then you're using that. Say I want to write a listicle, or I want this content to be for a carousel, and then you use that as a template that gets fed into the Claude rewriter, and then it follows that format. I think I do like this approach too, where it doesn't auto publish. I'm not confident yet in the ability to
Yeah,
publish things directly. Like you don't really want
correct.
that.
So
Um,
human
and
in the
again,
loop
you might
is
want to,
important.
yeah, fantastic. So yeah, now can we move on to the next stage? So
Sure.
that was a nice example of how you can continue to get ideas with
Mhm.
with an automation. So you're basically going to find your feeds, your RSS feeds, and
That's right.
then it would feed at whatever cadence you want into the automations. But now the next step is how can we or yeah, Ari, maybe you could pull it up if you're
Okay.
doing the rewriter, say, or actually, you know what? Let's step back and if we're talking about templates, frameworks,
Mhm.
reverse engineering content that works.
Reverse engineering. Okay. Let's go over here. Switching around a little bit. Okay. So on this one here, I have a Google Sheet. Oh, let me switch to my Google Sheet first. Sorry, 1 second, hopping again. So I have a Google Sheet with name of well, basically friends right now, right? And we are doing we are doing a small simple sheet where it has their names
Can you zoom in on
and
that?
their. Oh, so yes. Sorry, 1 second. Let's see if my screen is a little bit small. There you go.
All
Okay,
right. Oh,
so
there.
these
Look at
these
that.
are the
There's
user.
Danielle.
Yes. Yep. This is Nicole, Sarah, Tyler, Kyle, and Dan Geller. So we have a name, LinkedIn URL here, and 6, and then once you have the list of the people that you want to scrape, we can use. Oh my goodness, let me. This is hopping around. It's getting a little bit annoying, but okay, going to the reverse engineer tab over here. We just have to set the range A2 to B6, and from there, this parser is parsing the URL for the username for the this is the rapid API
Can you
where it pulls out
zoom in a little bit there?
on this one.
Yeah. Or yeah, just so we can see the text a little bit
Yeah,
easier.
no problem. So this is the key. So you'll have to get your own key to change after this, right? So this everything gets here. It pulls the username. Can you see it clearly?
Yes. Yeah, that's
Okay,
good.
no problem. So this is the URL. You get the username from the URL. It gets pulled to Rapid API, and it will scrape the information or whatever's needed. On this one, I am pulling the posts, and let's run it.
So Rapid API, maybe you've heard of Appify. Is it just
Amplify.
basically a way to scrape data, right? So
Correct.
there's
Yes.
every website, every page is just a bunch of data, whether that's code for how it
Hmm.
looks on the website, or how it pulls the data from the backend, or just the text that we see as users on the website. So Rapid API pulls the data, uh, and it just becomes a text, right? And then so
Correct.
that
Yes.
text then goes into the profile analyzer.
And then and it goes to the post analyzer, and we reverse engineer. Now
Okay.
we can run it. We're gonna try to run it.
So
It's
can we
gonna
take
take a little
a
while.
look at what that profile analyzer,
Oh,
what you're
okay.
asking of it?
So it's still kind of jumbled up. Basically, AI assistant tasked with analyzing LinkedIn posts to determine a thought leader's industry specialization and proficiency. So this is for general use, not for AI only. So if you are scraping someone else in the education niche or marketing, you can still use it, and it will pull out all the relevant information.
So that's for one particular post, or the top performing posts.
It's basically chronological. So right now, I am scraping everything for previous couple of previous posts because we are analyzing the person, how they write their posts, how they post performance, and so on and so forth. And this is a profile under this post.
Got
So
it.
on the post one, analyze the profile LinkedIn posts from the thought leaders in a specified industry. So on this one, we extract the key points, the patterns, and the insights from their posts. So it will also analyze the metrics on their frequency because it has timestamp, it has reactions, and replies on this one. So this is pretty extensive, and this is a reverse engineer. Oops, this is the reverse engineer's part. So as a act as a copywriter, and then we are breaking down this combination, and the goal is to emulate the person by using these two, profile analyzer and post analyzer.
Got it. Yeah. So I think
Mhm.
it is important to note that this is maybe finding the creators or the people that are doing well, and then extracting insights on how they're putting their content out, or the strategies there, kind of analyzing it, and then
Mhm.
using that as an inspiration. But it's not like do their post or like reuse a post. It's more just
Correct.
to use it as some aspirational example that then reverse engineers it, and then you're using your own content and ideas with their inspiration. And I think like if you look at modern marketing today, social media, there's a playbook, some formulas in terms of the hooks that work, the formatting that works, the design that works, and there's the familiarity, and there's that's why people do it, because it works. And so especially now as we move towards short form content, short form video, where the first 3 seconds are so critical, there's a formula in there, and so if you're able to understand that, then you give your content the chance to breathe the air that it deserves, to see the attention that it deserves, and so that's where the reverse engineer is super helpful.
All right, let's run it. So it should pull multiple. What is on putting one? Oh, okay, it pulls multiple.
Oh, nice. Okay, so we're seeing each of those creators that you had in the Google Sheet. We had the name and the LinkedIn URL. It's going through the text parser. Can we see the text parser module?
Text parser, so it breaks down. So it pulls the name over here, right? So this is bundle, this is the input, the LinkedIn, and it pulls out the username only, because sometimes different people has different usernames. Let's apply it right this time. I hope it doesn't get bundled together as last.
Okay, and so sorry, it's a little blurry. You can't see.
Okay.
The post analyzer. What exactly were we looking at?
So post analyzer. Oh, let me see the output.
Okay.
Right. So over here, the input is basically all the posts from the person.
Right, including some of the HTML.
HTMLs and like count, as you see here, the reaction count, like count, and everything, and who commented on it. So you can also see, this is actually this is Nicole. So we are analyzing her post and some of her comments here, because it's basically with this HTTP module, it dumps everything. Okay. Operation 1.
For the output, that's not. I suppose Claude can omit that. Maybe it costs more in terms of the data that you're feeding it.
Yes. So I mean, that's why I have to use ChatGPT for all mini. And you can see it here, right? Do the output. Can you see it clear?
Yeah.
Let me zoom in a little bit more. Okay. So over here, let's emulate Nicole Leffer's LinkedIn success strategy while developing your own unique voice in the industry. So over here, it explains everything, the style and whatnot, and the tools she's using, and the market, it also gives the opportunities of differentiation if you want to go that route too. So content pillars, AI product. Excuse me. So it explains what she does.
Yeah, and so that was really just pulling from, I mean, the list of names and URLs, but then it was really just going through our posts, right? And then
yes, sir.
That is the output from the post. It's really cool. So that becomes a nice foundation when you are, say, trying to identify how to position yourself, or you're looking at the industry leaders, thought leaders, what's working for them, what are they covering, how can I do the same? And so that gives a nice overview of like maybe the topics that you might want to consider, how you can differentiate, and then some content ideas. And then that goes right to Slack. Very cool.
Correct. So everything goes to Slack. So yeah, it still keeps on going. We have we have 5 people. So this is really interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Can we, in the meantime, can we check out some of the content creation, the efficiency? So what might the next step be once we have our ideas from the RSS feed sequence or scenario, then we've identified who the ideal creators are. We understand maybe like how to reverse engineer that. How can we take that to the next step in terms of creating our own ideas and maybe just using our voice, talking into a microphone and not having the constraints of what do I say, the blinking blank screen. What can we do now?
Okay, let me switch over to another tab. Okay, over here I have the voice to text writer. And this is slightly more simple. It takes your voice, so if you have a time, or for example during lunchtime, you can do voice notes, or basically like brain dump on what you want to do, what you want to write, and everything, and it drops it over here. So this is sorry. Let's start from here. This is the Slack channel that I use. I have a voice drop, so you can just drop your voice tone from iPhone or whatever. Then it gets downloaded. It gets pulled from Slack to make, and over here, this is where the magic starts. With ChatGPT Whisper, it transcribes all your voice to text, and it starts from processing from here. This is the transcription processor. Basically, it summarizes, it takes all your transcription, your ideas, and basically your thought into a some big text where it gets summarized by ChatGPT, and it finds a target audience for you based on what you're talking about. And from that on, it also pulls your key points, several key points that you were talking, and basically touching the audience. Well, also with target audience here. Also detects, learns from your tone, then it rewrites for LinkedIn for you. Again, this is a draft, so you still have to refine it yourself. Okay, earlier I had something similar, something simple, but it was pretty decent. I was
Yeah, can
talking
you
about.
zoom in on that?
Oh yeah. Okay, there you can you see it
Yeah.
better?
Yeah.
Okay,
So what
great.
was the voice? Can we see? It'll just be a
Voice.
file in Slack, right?
Yeah, basically it's like voice. I'm saying this is a voice, testing voice right now. Voice. Yeah, using Make an Anthropic Cloud. So the idea is to process some of my thoughts using voice to text and create a LinkedIn post based on that one. This is very short voice note, but with this one, it gets processed and, of course, added some stuff.
Okay.
So it
Classic AI,
expanded.
just kind of expanding
Classic
it
AI,
into
yes,
a lot
expanding
of
it.
fluff.
Lots of fluff, but it helps. It helps.
Yeah.
So it expanded a little bit.
But
Then it
also the
summarized.
importance why you don't want to publish immediately. It has it as
Mhm.
Anthropic Claude. So it kind of,
Yes.
the transcription is not perfect. It's good, but there will always be mistakes. Then it
Mhm.
goes to the summary.
Yes. So summary, you find all the things there. Let's go to the prompt. Is pretty thick prompt. I use Anthropic to build the prompt. Right.
Oh,
So analyzing. So mhm.
wait. So this prompt here, you use Anthropic to actually create the prompt?
So basically, I build it. I have like my basic one. I expand it more so I can it'll work into more detail, into more depth, into what I want it to be.
I see. It's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
a meta prompt or mega prompt.
Meta prompt, correct? Yes, kind of the kind of stuff. So I analyze the summary and everything for text to understand more thought process. Then the result is pretty short, right? So voice technology, digital automation, content creation, social management. Interesting. It's not necessarily right, but yeah, I gave him a little bit too short of a prompt. I mean, voice tone. With this one, we try to find the target audience. Let's open it up. So over here, it thinks to this LinkedIn content primarily comprised of digital marketing professionals, content creators, and technology enthusiasts, which is correct. the it explains everything, but yeah, like entropy cloud, we still have to edit menu later
Yeah.
on the draft. Now on this one, next one up, key points. It explains what I was talking about in slightly more detail, but it's separated. I
Hmm.
like this one here, harnessing the raw energy of impromptu ideas and molding them into engaging content for a professional audience, which is great. Tone, I mean, this super simple. The prompt is super simple. Observe the output and figure out the desired tone of text or export the one.
Yep. Awesome. And then that just goes to
Mhm.
to
The
one
result
more.
here. Yes, LinkedIn rewriter. So it dumps everything into a LinkedIn. Again, it's a pretty big prompt here. I You have to task with the generative versatile LinkedIn content idea based on several inputs. Sorry.
Nice.
And yes, this is the structure. This is the title. The voice to post the future AI powered content. It's interesting. It's hilarious.
Totally. And
But
if we
yeah.
look at like what the initial prompt or the initial voice thing was,
Hmm.
probably took you 5 seconds to say something random about Anthropic
Yeah.
and make and automations, and it went through this whole process and sequence, and then has this like really interesting post. Again, you'd want to review it, because if you say Anthropic cloud, that would
Hmm.
make no sense to people, because that's not a real thing. But this is a great foundation for you to start. You get that Slack. The time in which it takes to create this is probably under 30 seconds, and
Hmm.
then you're off to the races, right?
Yeah. So basically, I think the actual voice note only 10 second, 10 second voice note. Then it gets up over here, gets processed. But yeah, it's almost LinkedIn ready
Yeah,
with like that
that's amazing.
debate engagement element here. So I mean, this is actually really great
That's right.
for what it is. Mm.
Yeah, one other thing, maybe if we want to clean this up, is to add another text parser to take the HTML there and then just into text, plain text, right?
Yeah, the markdown, yes, the markdown is pretty useful if you kind of have to copy paste some things, but again, if you're editing this one, it should be pretty fast instead of like
Yeah.
thinking, what I'm gonna write today. So just like brain dump it, talk to your phone, and create something.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Now, do we have one more automation that we're going to cover in terms of the repurposing?
Repurposing, yes. Let's redistribute. Oops. Let
And by the way, those
me
are real crickets in the background.
real crickets.
Yeah, those not
Yeah, you
crickets
guys can
that
hear.
make sound, but apparently they do.
I'm surprised you guys can hear it, but yes, that's it. Is redistribute. Okay, this one is simple one because it's based on LinkedIn on the Slack here. You just pull the Slack. Have not really done much on this one, but it basically pulls from the Slack channel. Once everything gets approved, you're okay with it. You just like post it on the Slack and will um, rewritten for its respective social media platform and gets uploaded there. The
Nice.
problem again is decently simple. You are tasked with the covering a LinkedIn post, so everything is LinkedIn based, but it'll get um, reformatted for example, Facebook pages or Twitter.
Nice. Now, can we see how, so the router will,
Hmm.
based on certain conditions that you set, will send data through to the different branches. Can we see how you set that router up?
No, it's just basically it's gonna go around round robin.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. So it goes through all of it. Can we see though inside how that router is set up?
It's empty.
Oh, there's nothing.
Nothing's not. There's nothing.
Oh,
It will
okay.
get
So if
through.
you don't add any conditions, then it'll go through each of those branches.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Because some you might want to set conditions for I've seen some where if it's like a video file and the file contains MP4, then send it down this. If it's an audio
Correct.
MP3,
Yeah.
send it down this. So that's another way that you can use a router, or you can just have it go set no conditions, and then it goes through each of those branches.
Pretty
And
much,
then
yes.
another idea as well is, say you have a content database of all the content that you send yourself. Maybe you send one more to Airtable, for example, and then to update the records in
Yes.
Airtable that has, here's what I put out. The value there is that, again, it's sometimes hard to continue to create content over and over. If you have a repository of ideas, you can cycle through those, say, every 3 to 6 months, and then use that as
Repost.
inspiration.
Yeah. Repost everything.
Not that you want to do the same exact thing, but you'd want to use a core idea and then put it out again, because the shelf life of social media can be relatively short.
Correct. Yes.
So that's it. Aria, is there anything else that you wanted to share?
No, this has been pretty interesting. I like sharing this kind of stuff. So I do enjoy creating solutions for problems like this. It's not just a problem, but making your life easier.
Totally. I think you did a fantastic job.
Thank you, sir.
If anybody does want the blueprint, just comment, connect with Aria on LinkedIn. And here I'll share.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So thanks so much for being here. This is Aria here, Aria Promesi, on LinkedIn. I'm Gen Furukawa. So Aria is, as you can tell, a master at AI and automations. Can help with putting any type of challenge together in a way that is scalable, that's efficient, that's easy for a team to manage and change. And what I do at SuperMarketers is inbound demand gen for B2B SaaS companies, which means if you are looking for content, email, organic social, webinars, or case studies, I help do that in a done-for-you way, or work alongside your team and can help with that. So we are here to help. And thank you so much for joining. Hope to connect with you on LinkedIn.
Yes, sir.
Aria, thank you so much for.
Thank you so much for giving me a chance. This has been fun. It's been fun. We should do it again in the future.
Absolutely, we'll do. All right, thanks everyone.
All right, take care.